Dusty Staub is my guest right now. He's a Staub Leadership International, managing consulting firm that focuses on human systems excellence. Dusty's background includes 40 years of helping leaders, teams, and organizations, serving as a clinical as well as executive director for crisis centers, marital and family therapist, fellow in the School of Engineering at Virginia Tech, and an organizational consultant. Author of this book, too, The Heart of Leadership, 12 Practices of Courageous Leaders. Dusty, welcome to the Voice of Texas.
Thank you, Chris.
It speaks volumes to me that we've had 3 secretaries of defense who have seen the Obama agenda up close and personal, what he has in store for the American military and for America's national defense, and they're all crying foul. They're all saying, look, if your agenda is to protect America, this ain't it. And they have all come, one has found himself being booted out. The other 2 have written books, one a Democrat, one a Republican, on just how destructive Barack Obama's light footprint lead from behind foreign policy is. What does it say about a leader who cannot tolerate dissension or who cannot tolerate when he's told you're doing it wrong?
Yeah, well, from my research over looking at probably about 600 different leaders now, and having worked with several thousand executives and leaders in different aspects of the American society, I would say that the very best leaders, the most effective long-term leaders, are the ones that listen to dissent. They listen to the different ideas. They listen to the contrary ideas because they're curious. They realize that they can't understand and see everything. They can't comprehend everything. And the problem with our president right now is simply intellectual arrogance. He acts like he's smarter than anybody else. He has his agenda, and he doesn't deviate from it. He doesn't listen. And I think that's a huge problem.
Yeah, Dusty, you just hit the nail on the head. He has his agenda. And the agenda for those who are up close and personal, those who don't quite fit into the Valerie Jarrett circle, the very tight Obama circle, when they get a whiff and they get a sight of what that agenda is, they don't like it. And because they know it's counter to the success of the United States of America, and that's why you get tell-all books from not 1 but 2 secretaries of defense. And when the 3rd secretary of defense, Mr. Hagel, decides that, well, you know what, ISIS needs to be combated, it's going to be a threat to the United States of America, Barack Obama doesn't want to hear it because it doesn't fit in with his agenda, his ideology. What does it say about a man or a woman, a leader, in a position that says my ideology, and I'm going to try to fit the narrative, not the substance, because we all know that nothing in Obama land reflects reality in the real world. But what does it say when he says that I will propagandize, basically, to try to fit my agenda, whether it's the truth or not?
Well, you got to, if you look at Chuck Hagel, the Secretary of Defense who's departing, he was a senator, and he took on the same mission. He was thinking the same as Obama at the beginning. Your question is great. I'm actually going to answer it. But it was to wind down the military presence. It was to size down. It was to step down military footprint, bootprint in the world. And because we're winding down the war in Afghanistan, winding down Iraq, and we were going to wind down our presence in spite of the request of a number of our allies. We were going to really step back to a more isolationist point of view, and Hagel was on board with that. But then ISIS came along, and the intelligence community talked about that. Putin made his power grab again, a second country, Ukraine, Russian jets, harassing and penetrating the borders of NATO and Alaska, the United States. So you have aggression, you have violence, you have terrorism growing, and the agenda was to wind things down. And either Hagel had the integrity to realize something had to change, and he wasn't the man for the job, or he couldn't persuade the president, or he realized that things weren't going to work out. Either way, my hat's off to him if he started the conversations, because he either realized he was not being effective in persuading the president and his administration what needs to happen, or he'd been ineffective.
Dusty Staub, my guest right now, he heads up Staub Leadership International. So, Dusty, wasn't this the problem with Bush that we were told from the American left? He just sticks to his tunnel vision. He doesn't listen to anybody else. Is there a case to be made that both Obama and Bush were so ideologically predisposed that they didn't deviate, or did we actually see parts of the Bush administration where he did listen to some leaders and actually changed course?
Well, the thing about Bush, the rap he got was that, he's just not that smart. So it's going to be who does he surround himself with? Mm-hmm. The rap that Obama had was he's really smart. He's just arrogant. He doesn't listen. Well, the thing is, in the end, Bush did listen. He did listen to other people. He did consider other points of view. I think there was some good debate. I'm not sure that occurs with the Obama administration. One of the 7 acts of courage I wrote about in one of my books, I talk about the importance of courage for leadership, and there is this courage to learn and grow. And in it, it consists of 2 parts, Chris. One is the courage to give up the need to be right, to give up my thinking, my way is the only way, and really be curious. Is there a better way? And listen to different points of view. And the other is to step outside of your comfort zone and step into the unknown if you're really going to grow. I think our president lacks that courage to truly learn and grow.
No, I don't think. I'll go one step further, Dusty. I don't think Barack Obama has the intelligence to wrap his head around the concept that he doesn't know everything. And that he lacks the courage, like you say, to actually make those tough choices, but he also lacks the intelligence and the brain power and the heart to say, you know what, let me learn from other folks who maybe have more experience in areas that I don't. Dusty Staub, he is the author of this book, The Heart of Leadership, 12 Practices of Courageous Leaders. Make sure